Hello, welcome to a video. It's wet and overcast here at the moment. I'll just quickly show you the weather. It's raining. If you can hear it on the roof, then I'm sorry about that. So fix that. There we go. So yeah, it's raining here today. We've had a lovely weekend of great weather. I know the UK pipe show that happened over the weekend was very, very successful. Congratulations, Token Tommy, Tom Kirkbright, on his management of the whole weekend and setting it up. What a brilliant job he did, and I'd have loved to be there. I really would have. Sadly, when you've got work and home life and things like that, it takes you away from kind of meetups and things. But yeah, I just couldn't get the time off, and that was that. So yeah, first of all, I'm wearing it's a bit silly really, I'm wearing a fishing jacket which I picked up off eBay. It's this one. Admittedly, it's a little bit tight, but it's an extra large, but it was shipped from China. It's got 6 pockets, so you've got 2 pockets here. You put your tamper in, and you've got big pockets here, which you can put your lighters and your bits and bobs in. What's in there? Nothing. So it's a nice little jacket actually. It was only £6 UK pounds. I wouldn't pay more for it if I'm honest. I'm 5'11" and I weigh 16 stone. So you know, if you can gauge what one you should buy from that. If you're quite a big person, then you need to get the extra large one. I think generally Chinese people are quite small, aren't they? And their kind of extra large would be a UK large. That's my experience anyway. So that's the jacket out of the way, which I guess okay, it's a bit silly really. Finally the pipe, the Dagner pipe, is back from, and if you know the story, then I'm sorry, I'm going to bore you again with it. It's a beautiful, absolutely beautiful pipe, and I had an absolute disaster with it. To show you it quickly. I'm smoking some Former's cross grain flake, by the way. I've been breaking in for the last week and a bit. So what happened is a Dagner pipe, and it came with a lovely pipe bag, this one, and little fridge magnet. And what I liked about the pipe is it's kind of short, hangs in the mouth, very, very comfy. You can get on with kind of doing things and have a smoke at the same time, so it was ideal. So when this pipe arrived, it looked like this. I had my first bowl about the next day, and I went to clean it, and I pulled off the stem, and this little square band here is made of brass. It fell off onto the floor. I thought, oh no, what am I going to do? I got the brass band, put it back on, but it felt loose to me. So this is where the disaster happened. I ended up gluing with super glue just around that part. If you can imagine, the band is off, that part of the stem, and pushed the brass band onto it, and it set immediately, so I had no time to level it up and get each side flat. So the brass band was at an angle, the stem was at an angle, and in my infinite wisdom I thought, well, what you need to do now is actually push it onto the briar and level it up. But it got stuck, and it actually got stuck in that position. That's what my pipe looked like 2 days after I'd purchased it, and I was pretty annoyed. Well, more than that, I was livid. I was mortified by the whole thing. So in a fit of panic, and I want this to be a warning to everyone, if you make a mess of something, leave it for a second and think about what you're doing. I ended up getting a pair of pliers and putting it here and wiggling it around and wrenching the whole thing off, so I could eventually take that off and the brass band from the stem. And in doing so, I had huge teeth marks in the brass. I'd scratched the stem. Luckily no shank damage, if you like. That's absolutely perfect. The actual stem was ruined, and I remember posting something on Facebook about it, and they said just send it back to Dagner, and they'll replace it for you. But so I tried to contact Dagner, that they didn't reply, and someone told me Briarworks now make Dagner pipes. So I did a bit of maths, and I thought, well, by the time I've spent 15 UK pounds sending the whole thing back, and then for them to do the work and send it back to me, that'll be another 15. It's going to be about $30. I might as well send the whole thing off to Mike Billington of Blakemire Briars, who is a pipe maker and stem specialist in the UK, lives in a place called Lichborough. He can pretty much do anything. So I actually sent, in a fit of rage, I threw the thing in a bubble mailer and posted it off to Mike. I was so upset because, you know, it's a lovely new pipe. It's a beautiful, lovely pipe. Nice bit of briar. Love the sandblasting, and I was really looking forward to smoking it and breaking it in. That was 3 months ago. So a couple of weeks ago, the pipe arrived back. He has made me a new stem. He actually used the old piece of brass, and I think he's added whatever he's done. He's made it much better. The whole thing is absolutely solid and is flush with the shank. The actual piece of brass is immaculate. The stem is just beautiful. The button work is just spot on. Everything about the thing is now absolute quality. So I am now over the moon that I've got this pipe back, and I've been smoking it pretty much non-stop trying to break it in. And that's what I'm doing today. I've gone through I started off with about 25 grams of lane 1Q. Then I switched to some St Bruno. The cake's really built up nicely inside. It's smoking extremely well. And it's comfy. Really comfortable. And I thought, well, let's put a nice cross-grain flake by Formers in there, and that's smoking it really, really well as well. A nice little grey ash at the bottom. So yeah, I highly recommend Dagner pipes, but if you have any issues, don't do what I did unless you know what you're doing. So pipe wise, I've ordered a new pipe, and I'd like to thank my tobacco buddy, my good friend Ron. who lives in Iowa, in a place called Dubuque, in Iowa, and he is sending me my pipe, which is actually I'm not going to spoil it. It's something I've wanted for a good couple of years actually, but I've never pulled the trigger and bought it, but I have just the other day, as to cheer myself up for not being able to go to the UK pipe show. So yeah, I've ordered a new pipe, which should be here probably next week. I've also got a nice message from Uncle Jeff, who said to me, what he does is he breaks his pipes in with a Virginia called 3 Sails. Now I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a Daughters and Ryan tobacco. It's actually sometimes used as cigarette tobacco, because it's very it's almost shag cut and quite dry, so you can actually use it for roll your own cigarettes. But Uncle Jeff uses it as his kind of to break in a pipe and build a cake and things like that. So he's sending me a tin of that. I think they come in about 3.5 ounces. He said I might have to rehydrate it first. But you know, I've always found dry tobaccos, if you pack them pretty tight, they seem to smoke okay. Is if you pack it very loosely, then it will smoke cigarette-like, and it just burn very quickly and won't be very nice. So yeah, 3 Sails. He's sending that to me. I've made a order from the northerner.com. I know, Ron, you said you'd you wouldn't mind sending me some stokers, and I might use you at some point for that. But I've tried the Northerner just as a test, because I'm an admin on the UK smokers, dippers and chewers page on Facebook. I'm an admin for quite a few different pages, and that's one of them. And there's a bit of a debate at the moment, so I thought, well, instead of everyone just saying don't order from them, you'll get a huge charge, and some other people saying I haven't had a charge ever, everything's fine, you can order from the Northerner, I thought I'd pull the trigger for everybody, if you like, and just order from them and see what happens. So that's what I've done. I've ordered 2 tubs of Stoker's Wintergreen, which is my daily dip, if you like, and we'll see what happens there. It can always be sent back if it's a huge customs charge, which sometimes it is. It can be refused and sent back. So that's it really. I haven't got anything else to say. I hope everyone's well. Thanks so much for your messages, and hopefully I've got back to everybody. And if I haven't, I apologise. I do miss people sometimes. The best way to ask questions, of course, is the newest video I upload, because on occasions, if it comes up on my email, I press it, I can't seem to get to my old video to reply. So if you just leave a message on the newest video I make with a question about anything, it can be all the other videos, or chewing tobacco or snuff or pipes, whatever, I'm more likely to see it on the new video I've made and reply fairly quickly. That's it really, guys. Nice to see you all, if you know what I mean. And yeah, speak to you soon. Cheers, all the best.